here at the 2011 Broadcast Pioneers Person of the Year banquet. We couldn't be more happy to be here and to honor those that are the best in this industry. I'm joined tonight by Mike Schrag. He's also one of those great people in this industry, and we're excited to give you an up-close and personal look at some of these award winners.
Well, I think I was honored a couple of years ago more for age than for talent. It just happened to sneak in. But the people tonight, truly remarkable, some of the best talent in Philadelphia market, people with whom you're familiar, and we'll be meeting them, talking to them. We're excited to do that, and we suggest you just hang in with us, and we'll have a great time. We're here with Dan Cuellar, and when we first walked in and said hello to each other, we agreed that for many years we were competitors, both working night side. What's it like? I know what it was like for me, working every night. I know people say, oh, you have to work at night. I enjoyed it. How about you?
I enjoyed it too. It's in your blood. You get used to it. It's a certain routine, a certain energy that you develop for working that shift because it's very competitive. People like you out there on the streets, you have to stay on top of stuff because if you rest on your laurels, you're going to get beat. And it's very tough.
Well, now I can finally ask. So we would stand over on one side of the street, maybe another reporter, some photographers, and we'd be talking, waiting for something to happen. And Dan, you'd be across the street on the telephone. Who were you talking to all that time? You have sources we didn't have.
Sources that you develop over the years, friendships you develop over the years. People, I mean, when you're in this market for a long period of time, people get to know you. And that's what happens. You develop these reliable people that you depend on to get information.
Certainly deserving of this honor. Just your thoughts on what's happening here tonight?
Michael, I'm very humbled. This is a high honor and privilege for me. I've always looked at it, and I've never tried to bring attention to myself. But I'm really honored to be among this group and organization.
Richly deserving. Dan, welcome.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you very much.
If you wouldn't mind, just give me a little bit of your reaction tonight, how excited you are to be here at the Broadcast Pioneers banquet.
I am very excited to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Is something that, you work a long, hard time to do that, and to be being inducted with so many of my friends and colleagues, it's truly an honor, and years of hard work, you can see it paying off, and it's a terrific honor.
So many memories I'm sure that you have in the Philadelphia area. Is there one that particularly sticks out to you?
I don't know if there's one. I think my first winter here, I moved here from Miami, and it was the winter of 1986, and there was more snow than you can imagine. And I thought, I don't know how I can do this. And from then on, I covered countless number of snowstorms. That wasn't certainly the most memorable, but they are things that stick out in your mind as, wow, I'm really here and this is happening.
Well, thank you very much, and congratulations once again.
Thank you.
We're here with one of the premier sportscasters in the Philadelphia market, Howard Eskin. Howard, first time I remember seeing you, you were an engineer for either George Michael or Jim O'Brien.
Or both. It was both. Yeah, I started in Washington, D.C., very briefly, worked in New York at a time. But, yeah, I was spinning records for both Jim O'Brien and George Michael. Yes, I was.
It was the old WFIL, the pop explosion back in '66.
It was a great experience for me.
And how did you then maneuver, because I know you were a great sports fan even then, how did you make that transition?
Well, I always wanted to be in sports. I was on the air in the Washington, D.C. area when I first started, but not doing sports. It's like anything else. You just kind of take steps along the way. And I took the steps, and there was I went to New York. George Michael went to New York. I went up there. And then I came back and was, I guess my first real sports job was at then WCAU Radio as a sports reporter. Then took the next step, and then I started doing sports talk in '79. And then I got TV and radio in 1982, and from that point on, it's been crazy.
Now you're Mr. Sports here in Philadelphia.
Well, I mean, it's just, I have fun, I enjoy it, and it's, to think that I've done all the things that I've done is really kind of amazing to me, actually.
This is an honor tonight that richly is deserved. Your thoughts on being named to the Hall of Fame Broadcast Pioneers?
Well, I'm either too old or have worked too long or both. No, it really is a tremendous honor when you just think about it. You kind of page back when they tell you you're going to be inducted. You say, all right, what did I do? And then you start thinking of things which you really don't do in your everyday life. All the things I did, I said, my gosh, I've really done a lot.
For a long time.
Yeah, for a long time. And I think that's the thing that's most satisfying. And I've done it in my hometown, and that's really satisfying too.
As I say, richly deserved. Welcome.
Thanks, Mike. Thank you. And thanks to everybody at the Broadcast Pioneers too.
Well, we're here with the legendary Al. When we think about Philadelphia broadcasting, this name certainly comes to mind. I mean, tonight, it's one of these things that I'm sure you just, without words?
Yes, of course, I was admitted into this fine organization a couple of years ago, and I try to get to as many dinners as I can because I get to see everyone that I haven't seen in a long time. And that's the fun of it all. For a couple of hours tonight, I can turn the clock back.
What is the importance, or what is it like being able to come here and kind of talk to some of these people who are your colleagues?
It's great fun. It is. You know, we have a lot to share. Everyone I talk to tonight is not just hello, goodbye. It's what are you doing, how are things, and all that kind of stuff. And
some people would argue we're a special breed, us broadcasters. Is that true?
I would agree to that, and I've said this so often, but the business, everyone knows who you are, right? You get that. But there aren't many of us when you think about the number of people that are in television and broadcasting or whatever. So I was lucky. I got to work for 50 years in the biz. And I've just written a book, and it's now on sale and all that kind of stuff.
Quite an accomplishment. Not everybody gets that, huh?
Yeah, but it's an OTO, one time only. I mean, it took a couple of years to put it together.
Fascinating things and fascinating stories, I'm sure.
Yeah, but this organization is very special. You know, it's broadcasters, right? Okay, we honor our own, so to speak. So it's something more than just getting a nice honor. You belong now to a very exclusive club. And as I said, I'm very happy to be a member of it now.
Well, we're glad that you're here tonight, and thank you so much for taking out a few minutes to speak with us.
My pleasure.
Sherry Bank and Steve Levy, individually institutions, together, kind of an institution here in Philadelphia from the time you guys worked together. Tell us about that Ten Around Town show.
We loved working together. We just hit it off right away, don't you think? I mean, on camera, off camera, we've just always had a good relationship.
It took me a while to get used to her. Yeah. It was hard. It was difficult. Actually, I felt like as successful as that show was, she carried me on her back the whole way through it.
We've all done that.
Yeah, right.
The very first time we worked together, we did a live 1-hour show of the tall ships coming to town. Remember that? And I'd never worked with him before, and I was nervous wreck. And he's like going, my contacts, remember? It was, by the time we got through that show, I don't know.
On a windy boat. It was awful.
It was awful. But we did a good job, I think.
Yeah, but you were never at a loss for words.
Oh, no.
You might not have been able to see, but you could talk.
That's right. That was good, Mike, yeah.
Well, but this is an honor you both deserve, obviously. Just your thoughts on what's happening here tonight?
Well, personally, because I was born and raised in Philadelphia, it's an honor to just be in the same building with these people.
For you to be in a classy hotel like this is an honor, I would think.
It's a rarity. Yeah.
And a tie and a jacket?
Well, Sherry tied it, as always, yeah.
Well, and aside from Steve, I'm happy to be here with all these people. No, it's really an honor. You know, you feel sort of old, though. Pioneer? Yeah. You're a pioneer. But it's a great honor. It's wonderful. I'm really thankful and grateful.
We're glad you're both here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mike.
Tim Lake here. He's the legendary anchor over there at NBC 10. I mean, words for tonight. Such a great accomplishment to receive this award.
You know, it's a fabulous honor because there's such a rich history in the broadcast pioneers and in broadcasting in Philadelphia to be linked with some of the legendary names that have come through this city before. It's really a terrific honor.
And certainly, it's no easy task to make it to this area.
No, it's not. It takes a lot of time. And, once you get to this point, you've put a lot of time in the business. And, as most people know in this business, there is a lot of sacrifice, a lot of hard work. But in the end, it is all very much worth it.
The city of brotherly love makes for great stories. Do you have one that sticks out in your mind?
Oh, one that sticks out in my mind. You know, there have been so many. I'm drawing a blank, but there are so many. There's never a dull moment in the news business, and that's one reason why so many of us who got into this business love it, because it's something different every day. But for one particular story, I'm drawing a blank right now. I'm sorry.
Sure, there's so many of them, and they certainly give us such an adrenaline rush. But thank you very much, and congratulations on your award.
Thank you very much.
Often, perhaps too often, the only people we talk to are the people you're familiar with, the people you see on the air, the names you know. We cannot work without the people behind the scenes, and perhaps one of the foremost people behind the scenes at every station for more years than I care to count is this gentleman, Dave Neal, who has worked. Have you worked at all three stations?
Yeah.
For a long time at all three.
Yep.
Yeah. Dave was the assignment editor and made decisions, created things like Denenberg's Dump, some of the other things that we became familiar with over the years.
Oh, well, I had Pat Hanksberger.
Sidewalk Gourmet.
Sidewalk Gourmet. A bunch of shtick.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. And so tonight we're honoring a number of people, some of whom you've worked with, I think. So your thoughts on the Hall of Fame and the people being honored?
Well, I'm especially happy to be here tonight because tonight Sherry Banks being honored, Steve Levy, both are really close friends of mine. Sherry Banks, terrific girl, worked with her forever. Steve Levy, I called the WPVI. He was selling radio time.
Yeah.
I told him we need a weekend sports guy. Can you handle it? It's up. Okay. That's how he got on television. They really, well, we worked together a long time, different stations.
Absolutely, and one of the great assignment editors. And what I tell people is I remember there were times he'd say, I don't have anything. Just be on pager if I need you.
Right. Well, usually you found something. You found something. Your curiosity got you. You went out and found something. Too much of what they do today is all, let's get it up, get the interview set up. I remember sending you out, tell you to go do a story with the mayor. Do you have it set up? No. Okay, I'll take care of it. You took care of it. That's all. Better reporters.
Well, we won't go there, but we had a pretty good time, didn't we, Dave?
Sure did.
Thank you very
much.
You're
welcome.
Take
You're
care.
welcome.
Good to see you.
Same here.
Well, we're here with Paul Gluck. He's one of those great educators that help people, young people like myself, get into this industry.
I was a news director and a general manager, so I figured once I got smart enough to get out of TV, I went back to college where I thought perhaps I could finally learn something. But, the Broadcast Pioneers and this event is a milestone in local media because it's the one time every year we get to sort of respect our elders. We remind ourselves that this thing didn't just happen when somebody hit the remote control or, turned on the radio. So for us, those of us who are members of the Pioneers, and I'm fortunate to be an officer of the Pioneers, evenings like this give us the opportunity not only to thank those who came before us, but to remind people of your generation of the path these people walked and help you on your way to your success.
And I'm sure that you get this question time and time again. What's the future of television? How does it play out? And here, this organization actually does a lot to help young people springboard into the industry.
Sure, we have scholarships, and we're very, very helpful, we believe, to the next generation of media professionals. Where TV plays out, I have not a clue, because I think people are right now lost in the technology question. Anytime that you have the ability to tell a great story, whether it's news, comedy, drama, whether it's music, there'll be an audience for it, and if we're smart about the way we capture it electronically and distribute it to people, television will be there for a long, long time.
We certainly hope so, and let me tell you, I certainly hope so. Well, thank you very much for spending a couple minutes with us.
Thank you.
Dick Sheeran.
Mike Shrug.
A name that will live in infamy.
Infamy is right.
Talk to me about this event tonight.
This event is, it's really, I was here last year, and I was one of the ones being honored. So it really, all the people you work with, the people you know, down through, from way back to present day, that's what makes it so great. It's like one big reunion. Yeah. And it's so up, and people are being honored, and they should be honored. And it's just terrific. It really is.
It really is a good feeling to be here to share it with all these people, including people who the audience doesn't necessarily know, some behind-the-scenes folks.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And listen, where would we be without them? If you're not
radio.
If you're not friends with your cameraman, you're dead. We all know that.
Yeah, it cuts out of focus like this. You're not
right.
in the picture.
No, they make you or break you. There's no question about it.
Yeah, I think too often we think of, or the audience thinks of, the people on air as the only people who are working, when in fact that's not the case.
No, that's true. Television, and particularly as we both know, spending 100 years each, it's team effort. Radio is a little different. Radio, it's you, your microphone, and there you are. But television is a whole different ball game, and you need those people behind you. So, and it's great that they do get honored here also. And some of the names in the past, like the posthumous awards, Dick Covington. I worked with Dick at News Radio many years ago. Every time I hear the ID, he still does the ID. It's like it's coming down from heaven, I hope. It's coming down from the sky. Dick Covington. I mean, it's tremendous. It really is. That's what makes this business.
A special night here tonight.
Yeah. Yes, indeed, Mike.
Thanks for joining.
Okay.
We're here with Terry Ruggles. He gets up way early in the morning to bring us
1:30 a.m.
1:30 in the morning to bring us our early news. A night like this, obviously he's falling asleep just a tad. We should probably keep him up a little bit more. But a night like this, we're keeping you up way past your bedtime, I know.
My friends are here, though.
It must be really worth it.
Well, you know what? My heroes are here, because these are the people that I look up to. These are the best in broadcasting in the Delaware Valley and maybe across the country. And it's people that I've grown up with journalistically for more than 30 years. And some people who have worked real hard and brought us a lot of important information are being recognized for how good they are.
And would you say that there's a specific bond between those broadcasters here in broadcasting Philadelphia history? Sometimes we have a little bit of camaraderie, is that right?
We have a lot of camaraderie here. I think the managers like to think that we fight out in the field and don't get along, but I can say 99% of the people who work at the stations around town get along very well, and there's a mutual respect.
I think it's just a little bit of joking here and there.
Some. Okay?
Excellent. Thank you so much for being here tonight.
Thank you.
We're here with Kathy Gandolfo. I don't want to say how far back we go, but it's been many, many years.
Way, way, way back. Oh, yes. Oh, it's got to be 36 years.
Something like I left in 78.
Okay, well, I started at Channel 6 in 1975, and you were there. So we worked together then. You were the New Jersey reporter. When you left, I became the New Jersey reporter.
Yeah, as I recall, there was a time we went up to one of the elections. We went up to Newark or something.
The Oranges.
Is that where we were at?
Yes, it was Brendan Burns' second run, and was it Ray Bateman or something that he beat?
But that's why you're still working. I've lost track of all of that. I have no memory of it.
Well, see, I remember the things from way back when. Just don't ask me who I interviewed yesterday.
Right.
That's a problem.
Yeah, what did I have for breakfast?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, just your thoughts on an event like this.
Oh, it's great. It's a reunion. It's a reunion. It's wonderful to see people like you, people who've retired who I haven't seen for a while, the people that I work with, but on a social level. It's just a wonderful time to see everybody. I really enjoy this night. I really do.
And each of the people who's being honored deserves it richly, don't they?
Oh, they sure do. I mean, they sure do. I mean, tonight we're from Channel 6, we're honoring Dan Cuellar. And I'll tell you, I don't know anybody who works harder than he does.
Well, let me tell you, as one of his competitors, when you saw Dan out there, you knew you were going to have to work. You couldn't slide by.
Exactly. That's the way he is. And all the rest of them, Steve Levy, we worked together. I worked with Steve at WFIL radio, my first job when I graduated from Temple in 1971. That's how long I've known Steve Levy. And
let me tell you, Kathy, you look terrific.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
And it's good to see you here tonight.
Good to see you too, Mike. Thank you very much. Thank you.
We're here with Chris Blackman. He is the news director of NBC 10 here in Philadelphia. We're going to put you on the spot, put you in front of the camera instead of behind the camera.
Okay.
A night like tonight, an honor to be here?
Absolutely. There's nothing. This reminds you of what's so great about the business that we're in, about the history, about the people that came before us that made it possible for us all to be here. And it's great to come out and honor them. And it's a great opportunity just to mingle with colleagues and competitors. It's always a great night.
And I understand one of your very own, Mr. Tim Lake, is being honored tonight.
Absolutely. We're very proud of that. Tim has done a great job, so congratulations to Tim. And actually, a few of our own. I mean, with Steve Highsmith, Sherry Bank, who used to be with us, Steve Levy, and Howard Eskin, who works for us from time to time. So it's a great night for NBC 10.
It certainly is, and it's a good night for Mr. Blackman as well, from what I'm hearing. Hopefully we can talk the band into singing a little happy birthday.
No. That's our little secret.
You're 25, right?
When can you start work with me?
Right now, let me tell you. Right now. Thank you.
We're here with the Dean of Anchors here in Philadelphia, Larry Kane. It's a title you inherit by hanging around long enough, and you certainly have. You've been here for many, many years.
Well, I think when you're the dean, you are still alive. That's
right.
it. And also, my first day on the air here, a lot of people don't know it, but you were also on the air at famous 56 WFIL.
Yeah, we all came around the same
And then we
time.
all graduated into television, and by nook or crook or whatever, we made it. But it's great to be here to see all these great faces. And let me tell you something: when Dan Cuellar is a Hall of Famer, I know I'm really getting old.
It's like he started yesterday?
Yeah, I think so. That's what I thought.
He's actually been here many years as well.
Yes. So how are you doing?
I'm doing fine. And by the way, you're exactly right. We both were hired during the pop explosion, 1966 FIL goes rock and roll, defeats Wibbage in a matter of months.
And we all thought it couldn't happen, but you know who was also on the air that day? Hank Spurka, Lou Pappas,
Rich
Kelman, who became a big-time anchor in Buffalo, I believe. And it was pretty amazing. You know, I said, I didn't know anything about the town. I thought maybe I'd last here a year or two and then move on, you know, but it's great to be here and see all the faces and the kind of respect. That's the most important thing that the business has for its people.
Yeah, it's a special night for all of us and certainly for all of them.
Great to be here.
Thanks, Larry.
Great to see you, Mike.
Well, we're here with the legendary Cal Rudman. There is no larger name in Philadelphia broadcasting history than this man right here. Tonight, another year of Broadcast Pioneers Person of the Year banquet. What's going through your mind right now?
The first time I went on the radio, I was in Philadelphia. I was 15 years old, and that was about 3 years ago.
3 years ago, of course. Just 15 years old. I understand. Still blooming in your career then.
Yeah. I'm blooming, and my secret for success, especially on television, when you can't be right, you have to be funny.
That's great advice, and I'm sure a lot of people would agree with that, huh?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, it's great to see you here tonight. We appreciate you being here. Certainly, we know you have a lot more experience than 3 years, definitely. But we appreciate you being here, and thank you
very much.
Perhaps no name closer associated with sports here in the Delaware Valley and the Phillies than Andy Musser. Andy, being honored tonight. Just your thoughts on what's happening out here today?
Well, it's a privilege to go in. I guess I retired 10 years ago. I guess my broadcasts have started to sound better in the last 10 years than they did then.
They finally recognized what was happening, huh?
Hi.
What was the highlight, would you say, of your career with the Phillies?
Oh, well, the 1980 championship, that was certainly a highlight. And, of course, I've been known for that call of Mike Schmidt hitting the home run in the playoffs, or to get us to the playoffs, I should say. And people mention that to me all the time, so that was one of those things that just happened.
Did you live and die with the Phillies? So when the season was going well, you were up, and when it wasn't going well, you're going down, or were you able to step back from it as a reporter?
You know, the answer to that question is both. Naturally, I wanted them to win. I really, being around them all the time, you were part of the family. But when I went home, I tried to forget about it because life goes on, and I was there for 26 years, so... we had a lot of bad teams in that
certainly
during that era.
Well, tonight you're being honored. It may be belated, but it is deserved. Congratulations. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it.
Well, we're here with Jim Gardner, the iconic face of 6ABC. It's just a true statement. Tonight, being here and with your fellow colleagues, what is it like? What are the things that are going through your head?
Well, I mean, we're here to pay tribute to Dan Cuellar, who is just a terrific reporter, and there are a group of us from Channel 6 who want to show support for our colleague. We like to think, and it sounds corny and trite, but it's not, that we're very much family at Channel 6, and we feel that way. And when one of our family members is honored by an august organization like Broadcast Pioneers, then we all feel like it's time to come out and say good job.
Well, and it's certainly no small accomplishment to have Jim Gardner there clapping for you when you receive an award, right?
We are all members of the same family. Thank you.
Excellent. So there's no favorites?
No, absolutely not. Can't say that.
All right. Well, thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you very much.
It's time to wrap things up out here. We're ready to go inside for the big ceremony, the honoring banquet. We're glad you could join us. Hope that you enjoyed meeting so many of these people who've been an important part of our lives for so many years here in Philadelphia. Callie, your thoughts on this?
Well, certainly so many of these people have come into our homes and have become almost like friends, and we're happy to share their accomplishments here tonight. For Broadcast Pioneers, thank you, and hope we see you again next year.